Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to playoff racing for the L-TAC Cup Series presented by Tucson Sound Art. It's the final race of round 2 of the round of the 10 drivers. We're cutting it from 10 down to 6 after tonight. And drama was certainly here last week. Las Vegas came with a lot of penalties, drivers being hurt, some being knocked out of the playoffs fully. Kyle Green going to be losing a point for himself after an incident with that American Watchhorn. Jeremy Berger going to be losing 2 points. Logan Hamilton losing 2 points, as well as that of Brian Huntley Jr. losing 2 points. But the biggest surprise to be seen, but after watching the incident, we're kind of not surprised now, is Merrick Watchhorn, one of the drivers we thought maybe had a chance to challenge for a championship, has been parked, disqualified for the rest of the season, suspended until next season. Merrick Watchhorn is out, leaving us at our top 6 coming into tonight. It's going to be Holden McGill, Joseph, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Logan Hamilton, that of Grant Peterson, and Jeremy Berger, your top 6. And the drivers are going to be trying to put themselves into the next round, but it's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be Sean Deal and Stephen Purcell, as that American Watchhorn has been disqualified and suspended, as well as Colin Stone let us know after a great performance last week at Las Vegas, he was not showing up, which takes away his slim shot of making it into our top 6. So here at Homestead, it's going to be a wild race. We're looking to have about 18 drivers showing up, hopefully up to 20 by the time that everyone else loads in. My name is Sam Zire. With me is going to be Wesley Outland, as well as Carlos Acosta joining us as productions. Wesley, we had drama last week, but now it's time to try to settle things down. We're at Homestead to finish out round 2 of our top 10.
Holy smokes, what happened last week? I was gone for real announcing obligations in Georgia, and I went back and I watched the replay on the L-TAC series from Vegas, and my goodness, the old cliche, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but not after last Friday night. There's a lot of penalties. There's a lot of suspensions. There's a lot of shuffles up in the points. And bottom line, new drivers have hope. Some drivers' dreams of a championship here tonight are dashed. And for 4, 10 will become 6, as you said, Samuel Dyer, and they will battle it out here. And the talents, taking our talents to South Beach 200. Homestead, Miami Sprack, you think of precision banking, you think of the opportunity for 2 and 3 wide as a given, 4 and 5 wide as a possibility. This should be a wild race here tonight. What a facility to close out the opportunity now for 6 drivers to race for a championship.
Yeah, race for a championship. The whole entire playoffs, there's been no win in your end system, so it's all about staying consistent. Round 1, we had 4 races. Round 2, we had 4. And for that championship round starting next week, only 3 races after tonight to see who's going to be challenging for that championship. And it's been a drama-filled playoffs of drivers trying to make sure that they were in the next position to stay consistent to move on to the next round. But here tonight, Wesley, it has been a lot of drama happened last week, but drivers are getting set and settled. Qualifying about to start here in about 40 seconds. We'll step away when we come back. Qualifying here at Homestead for the L-TAC Cup Series presented by Tucson Sound Art. Woo-hoo!
Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, right? Our Ram trucks, truck of the year, amazing trucks. We have fun Jeeps, and then the exciting Dodge and Chrysler products. Lots of performance there, lots of excitement there. They've done a great job in really creating a full scope product line that could suit everybody's needs. Whether it's a family vehicle or a fun vehicle or a utility type vehicle or a big truck, we've got it all for our customers.
SoundArt introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home by combining the best of two products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. SoundArt ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped. Custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. L-TAC Cup Series here, presented by Tucson Sound Art. Qualifying underway, and currently it's going to be that of Grant Peterson, top of the board, as we're watching the 12 of Logan Hamilton running around, and we're going to be seeing all the drivers putting down times. Wesley, you touched on it. Progressive banking here at Homestead. It's going to be one of the biggest factors that we see here tonight.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, you don't drive the bottom of the racetrack. You'll see these guys shoot up from the bottom of the racetrack like you're seeing right now. And he's coming to the pit lane. But there you go. We'll pick up Ryan Dingler. And here he comes down the front straightaway. See him hugging up off the outside retaining wall, off the safer wall barrier. Then he'll send it down into turn one, hugs the bottom of the racetrack, comes from the bottom of the racetrack, and then you'll see him start to make that transition off of turn two. Picking up off the back straightaway, as now we see the other car of Taylor Butcher Benjamin on the track qualifying. It's going to be interesting to watch these guys. You know, we're gonna see. I think this, like I said before we went to commercial break, Samuel, is the perfect racetrack. That's why NASCAR for years had Homestead be the race for the championship, and then they rechanged everything. They regrouped. They got rid of what was single file. That's where the precision banking came in. This is a precision banking track, and I think we're going to see one awesome iRacing event here tonight for L-TAC. 10 drivers become 6, ready to battle it out to see who's going to fight for a championship.
Yeah, looking like we're possibly going to be having 18 drivers showing up here tonight for this racing venue, and I'm looking at the drivers that are certainly that were favorites coming in. Holden McGill, he's looking quick, wanting to make sure that he's got the points lead, as he has been our points leader for most of the season, actually tied with Joseph, which I'm looking at our board. I don't see Joseph on our board, which he's hoping he's got enough points to be ahead of the other drivers that are hunting him down. But looking at some of the other guys out here, I'm interested on how these guys are going to be able to attack, understanding that there's a lot of non-playoff drivers racing here tonight, and they were kind of the big factor last week on making contact with their championship drivers. We'll see if they've cleaned it up here tonight as qualifying. Less than a minute left. It's Logan Hamilton, top of the board for the 12.
Yeah, we're watching him right now. Whoa, up in the wall. You don't want to do that.
No, that's going to invalidate that of Nate Brooker's time for the 3. If you brush the wall or just go off into the grass, that is going to be invalidated time that the driver is going to have. Hopefully they can clean that up for the race, but you know, that's what progressive banking can give you, is drivers trying to find that extra speed on the high line. Well, just like Darlington, to get too high, that outside wall is not your friend. As we're seeing the 57 working his way around. That is Steven Purcell. Now we're on board with the 3 of Brooker. Some drivers that we haven't seen that often this season. Stephen Parrott, a shot to be in tonight's race for the 27. He raced a lot more earlier in the season. Once the playoffs started, kind of disappeared from L-TAC for a bit, but qualifying comes to a close. Wesley, we've got all of our drivers set up, ready to go. We've got ourselves 18 drivers, if they all grid up, that are ready to race here tonight. As we're getting ready for our grid, it's going to be that of Logan Hamilton, top of the board with Kyle Green. That's row 1. Row 2 going to be Grant Peterson with that of uphold to his outside. Brian Dingler going to be in 5th position with Sean Deal to his outside. Frank Flores, Holden McGill going to be 7th and 8th. And then for row number 10, it's going to be that of Robert Pattengill as well as Stephen Purcell.
So we move on with the rest of the lineup here. It's going to find the driver of row 6, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, in the number 11 spot. Starting on the outside will be Jeremy Berger. Burger King man, the 97. That's going to be row number 6. Row 7 will find Nate Brooker from UKNI in the number 3. To the outside, Indiana's Ryder Schroff in the 58. Back of the pack, we'll also find Joseph in the 20 from New Jersey. He'll start 15th. Richard Singer from California, the 6th car. And we move on to the final row. Stephen Perriott from the JGT Daughtery Racing Stables in the 7 to the outside. There you see him. Brian Huntley Jr., the 19 for Wolfpack Racing. That is the starting lineup for round 26, playoff race number 8. 10 drivers will become 6 here in the Taking Our Talents, the South Beach 200. Should be a good one, Samuel.
It really should. Again, here tonight, like it's been for all the playoff races, it is stage racing. Stage 1 going to be on lap 40. Stage 2 is going to be the end of lap 80. And then we race the end of stage 3 all the way to the end of this race. So drivers that were hoping to get bonus points for getting the pole position, those drivers that were outside, such as that of Sean Deal, Stephen Purcell, they did not get the pole position, but now their eyes have to be set on making sure that they can be up front and maximize their points during the ends of these stages. So expect to see the 44 and the 57 most likely ticking tires, because if this race stays green through stage 1 and 2, the drivers cannot make it those 40 lap stints without pitting. Their pit window around 30 laps. So Wesley drivers got to be focusing on when they want to be pitting and what services they want to make. They also only have 4 tires in pit road, a total of 5, including the one they have on right now.
Watching these drivers get a couple preliminary laps, the field will come to the green flag here. This race at Homestead Miami Speedway, 201 miles, 134 laps. They are also going from pit line to pit line, checking their pit road speed, making sure where they need to be on the tack, coming down to the pit lane so they don't get busted. And in addition to that, they know where their pit boxes are. Same thing like you see in a lot of cup events as well. Samuel Dyer, they are doing that here tonight. There are 3 stages in this race as well in the Taking Our Talents to South Beach 200. By the way, 134 laps to distance, just shy of over 200 miles, 201 miles to be exact. There are 3 stages, 2 40-lap stages. At the end of, again, lap 40, top 10 cross the scoring loop. Yellow flag is displayed. They come back, run another 40 laps, and then the third stage, the final stage, will be 54 laps. And Samuel Dyer, overtime is needed if necessary.
Yeah, it is there if we have a caution that comes out late and we don't have enough laps in regulation to do pacing laps, but we're hoping we don't need to use them. But it certainly could add a little bit of drama and spice to these drivers that are racing. We're going from 10 down to 6 here tonight as the drivers are stacking up, getting ready to go. Pace car lights are off. We're going this time by as Logan Hamilton, Kyle Green, your front row, ready to go. Pace car pulls off, and we are green here at South Beach. It's Logan Hamilton, Kyle Green. Again, a great launch as everyone tries the single file up as they tap corner number 1.
We are underway. Hamilton on the jump. He's back 2 car links to Green and Peterson. Look at that scoring ticker from our great producer of Carlos Acosta, of course, for the L-TAC Cup Series in the playoff race. Green means they're in the next round to race for the championship. Obviously, the red is people on the bubble. Everybody in black needs to try to find a way to go red or green. We're taking 6 to the end of the night, go for a championship. Could it be those 6 in green? And we already got a caution on the racetrack already. 33, Pattingale.
Robert Pattingale up front, comes down, gets into Joseph, and also behind them, the other drivers collected into this mix. Oh man, there was already drivers sliding off of turn number 1 as that is Stefan Purcell initially brought out his car spinning around, but we're going to see on the replay one brought out our first yellow before we can finish lap number 1. Contact made in. Joseph tried his best, but Huntley hard contact to the rear end of the 20.
So caution in the early going. You also see the 20 with problems. There is obviously Pattengale. Contact with the 20 into the safer wall barrier. Collect a couple of cars. And we will still work the opening laps quickly under the yellow flag.
1, 2, 3,
One more shot
4,
at it.
5, 6. 6 drivers involved in this incident.
Maybe 7 if you count that one that just got a little wiggle there and
Yeah.
weaseled his way. He kept on going.
It was Nate Brooker, Brian Huntley Jr., Richard Springer, Ryder Strauff, also that of Joseph and Robert Pattengale that were the ones involved in that incident. And then Stephen Purcell was the driver that had his solo spin out of turn number 2. But right on board with that of Springer, who somehow, with a little bit of internet luck, to scoot his way through, and I don't think he got too much damage, but still wants to come in just to make sure that front nose is still fine.
So we are under the caution flag. We'll reset things here in a minute. Of course, Hamilton is the leader. Green in second. Regerson, Uphold, all these drivers. You see the ones in red. Samuel, if you're in green, does that mean you go to the next round of the playoffs, or does that mean you're currently in the top 10 for an opportunity to transfer? I'm trying to understand this.
Yeah, the people that are in green are currently inside of our top 6 in points that would be transferring to be a part of our top 6 racing for the championship starting next week. Which the amount of drivers that showed up, I don't think there's enough drivers or positions for that of Sean Deal or Stephen Purcell to come back and even get into a championship run. We're going to wait for a confirmation on that from Nolan Rempel, who is race control here tonight. And also want to give a shout out to Nolan Rempel, who is trying to get set up and has been doing a great job at it. And there's still space and time to get in it. A truck series that's right around the corner, starting in September, runs until December. The L-TAC Truck Series, and that is registration has been opened up. If you want to go into the iRacing directory, look up the L-TAC Racing League Truck Series, or just message that of Nolan Rempel to get involved with the Truck Series, so you guys can have your opportunity to race in the cars. But yeah, no, the green is making sure you are in the top 6 at the start of this race. Your goal, make sure you finish in front of everyone that's in red.
Lights are off on the pace car. We'll get ready to re-rack them and restack them. We'll try to get ourselves back to a green flag here. As again, by the way, we also want to thank Tucson Sound Art. Sound Art introduces an entirely new and enjoyable way to listen to music in your home. Uploading and making your own images and pictures into Sound Art is an easy 1, 2, 3. Everyone who looks at the picture will wonder where the great sound is coming from. A single charge will last days and gives you the liability and the ability to go truly wireless with no cables. Sound Art looks good in any room of the house, from the front room to the bathroom to the back room. The speakers are powered by batteries. For more information, go online to TucsonSoundArt.com. Pace car is in. We're back to green here now, Samuel.
Green flag back in the air. It's going to be that of Logan Hamilton. Kyle Green still up front, trying to get the best launch they possibly can get. A little bit of shuffling going on further back in the field, but our top 5, they're doing quite well for themselves. All in line, single filed out until you go back to 4th place, where you find that of Uphold as well as Dingler side by side for that 4th place position.
You see the top 4 single file behind them. They're going to go 2 by 2. That's Dingler and McGill and Dill that Samuel mentioned. Meanwhile, they'll send it to 3. Hamilton on the inside. Following is Green. Nobody jumping out of line. Nobody really using precision banking at the moment. It's now a battle with Dylan Berger. Benjamin trying to reel that in to make it an 8-car battle for the lead into turn 1.
Starting to see the different drivers. If you want a great entry into the corner, you stay low. But if you're trying to set up for these straightaways, you run it in the middle to high lane so you can get a better launch than the drivers that are trying to get to the white line through the center of the corner. Just a mixture of drivers trying to cut their way through as Dingler to the inside, trying to get under that of Bear Guppold. Uphold's holding strong, and he's always going to wiggle. It's a bump for the 92, and up into the outside wall. Going to be losing ground. Luckily, Bear Guppold holding on, but that was a major scare for the 92 machine.
Uphold's car up into the safer wall barrier. He'll keep it off the concrete and he'll keep on going. Meanwhile, the field will work their way off the corner, down the back straightaway. Hamilton, Green, and Peterson starting to now throw a blanket over those three cars. They start to leverage away from McGill as they dive into three.
As we're seeing everyone single filing out, picking and choosing which lane they really want to last for a little bit here. Some drivers that pitted under that caution, Taylor Butcher, Benjamin, as well as Stephen Parrott, they were not involved in that last incident, but came in, topped off with fuel, just so they had a little bit extra to go a little bit further. As here's your LSRTV multicam, seeing the different battles on screen on top. You're seeing the battle for 7th place down below. It's the battle for the lead that's currently underway.
Tonight, L-TAC Racing League, the Cup Series here. 9 laps in of 200 miles. 134 laps the distance. There goes Berger. Look at this multi-camera. Just some of the new awesome work that's been done by Carlos Acosta and the production engineer, Jeff Staff now, Charles Wooten, Rocky Dia. And here on LSRTV, the 27 up top. That is Perry, and he's trying to reel in Deal. Deal's in red. He's on the outside looking in as Benjamin gets shoved to the bottom of the racetrack. He'll close in back on Berger as they dive into three.
Got a little bit loose out of turn number 2, but giving himself plenty of space to go down low, and now going to be attacking for that position. As we see everyone trying to space out from one another, but it's our front 3 that are doing a great job pulling away as we're looking at the battle for 6th.
Front straightaway, back to turn 1. Look at this battle heating up again. Here comes now Berger up the outside lane. He opens up the door now to the 44. Deal. Let's make a deal, shall we? He'll pull to the inside of Berger. Berger now up, stuck to the top shelf. Lights begin to illuminate around Holmes. This race will finish under the lights. Deal now trying to close in on the bottom under Benjamin. Berger on the lone self outside lane out of 4. Now they'll slither their way single file back to the top side.
We're starting to see that 27 just lingering behind Deal, picking and choosing how he wants to attack. We haven't seen the 27 appeared in this field in a very long time, but it's good to see drivers coming in, filling in late in the race, such as that of Kyle Green coming in recently last week, as well as Parrott tonight. It's great to see drivers coming in, giving some competition to some of our playoff drivers.
Working their way off that corner. They're down to turn number 2 to the back straightaway. There they work way again. Down front straightaway, cross the start-finish line. You saw them working their way into turn 1. Hamilton still the man out in front. There he is, the number 12. Green in second, Peterson third, and that interval away from the 4th place car, McGill, continues by 4 car lengths as they dive into 3.
On your left side, you're seeing where the drivers lie in the differentials on where they're running on track between one another, and on the top, you're seeing the times for what the drivers have been running here recently, and seeing some of the drivers being quicker than others. And up front, our top 3, they just continue to try to pull away, utilizing the draft to the best of their abilities. But, you know, some of the drivers in red, you got Sean Deal, Steven Purcell. They're in some very shaky positions currently points-wise. Sean Deal in the best spot, possibly to make himself and move on to the next round, but it's a very slim shot. He was needing every single point with not getting the pole position. It's a bonus point that goes away, but Sean Deal needs to be focusing on at the end of stage 1 and stage 2. He needs to be the driver winning both of those stages and win the end of this race, and hope to see Jeremy Berger falling off and possibly finishing last.
25 laps to go here in stage 1 for the L-TAC Cup Series at Homestead. We're 15 laps in now. Hamilton, Green, Peterson, McGill, and Dingler, your top 5. You're looking at the bottom left down the screen. That scoring tick is showing the interval to the leaders. Up on the top of the scoring tick is showing the lap speeds that was turned in times. Times showed by the entire field. So keep an eye on the bottom. That is the interval from each car to the track and the leader. And up on the top again, the lap speeds that were just turned. Here in the Taking Our Talents, the South Beach 200. Hamilton leading the way as we run on board with the man in second spot, I believe, of green as they go. Oh, no, I'm sorry, that's Peterson.
Getting to see how close the drivers are to that outside wall, just trying to find as much speed as possible. But you're seeing Holden McGill. He's closed in. He's up to third position. Holden McGill qualified in the middle of the pack in 8th position, but certainly we know this 21 has the pace to win at these mile and a halves. He is coming in with vengeance here tonight. Holden McGill coming in trying to get his 5th win this season. He's got 4 wins before tonight starts. 17 top 5s, 21 top 10s. One of the most consistent drivers we've been seeing all season long is this 21, who moves up to 3rd place.
Yeah, it certainly is as they work their way back across the start-finish line. Again, Hamilton still the man leading the way there. You see this battle heating up now for 3rd and 4th, McGill and Peterson. Dingler now down to the inside. That burgundy number 8 machine powers behind McGill. Peterson under attack. He's on the top shelf as they go to the backstretch going for 3.
We're starting to see drivers starting to pursue, but a little bit of a shakeup further back. Jeremy Berger, who's running in 8th position, got loose out of 2, and now it's lost time. Going to be falling back to 14th place and might be even losing even more ground for the 97, who comes in 6th in points. He's the bubble driver. Jeremy Berger, all he needs to do, finish in the top 10, and it doesn't matter what bonus points that Sean Deal gets. He won't have enough points to try to clinch that 6th place position.
Back straight away, look at them slicing and dicing and wiggling and giggling down to that turn. Now, while that goes on to the multi-cam, there's the battle for the lead on the bottom. As Green has reeled in the number 12 of Hamilton. Down to turn 1, cut it to half a car length. He'll stretch it to a car length now as Hamilton tries to scamper away off of turn 2.
Starting to see who's been saving their tires, who's been making sure they've got a better long run setup. And looking at the times, you can tell Holden McGill, he has been saving up those tires as he is slowly inching his way closer and closer to our top 2. The previous lap, 2/10 faster. We'll see this time how much faster Holden McGill was, because he's found the back end of that draft, and now he's just a couple of tenths off. He's coming. Holden McGill, he's got a lot of speed here, and he's catching up to the back bumper of Kyle Green. And Green's thinking about going for the lead to the inside of that of Logan Hamilton.
Doing that multi-camera, there's Uphold on the bottom now, trying to reel in Patriot and Benjamin Peterson. The snake can slither his way back to the top 5. Now we go to the top of the battle for the lead. New leader as Green got around Hamilton. 76, you saw it on the multi-camera. Up top shelf, and the new man, 76 out in front, 18 to go in stage 1.
As we're continuing to watch and see, you can just see Logan Hamilton. He's got that great first short stint speed, short run speed for the 12, but we're seeing the differentials of who's been saving. And Holden McGill, Ryan Dingler running 3rd, 4th currently. They're running very fast lap times. Ryan Dingler, that last time by 2/10 faster than our leader, and even 4/10 faster than that of Logan Hamilton. So watch out for the 8 and the 21, both with a lot of speed, and pressure isn't really on for these guys that are up front. They're just in cruise control. I think all the pressure has to be on back for the 97 of Jeremy Berger. With this slip up he had about 5 laps ago, he's got to make sure he can catch up and try to be around where Sean Deal is, so Deal can't make up any points.
23 of 134 laps, 17. Make it 16 to go in stage number 1 here in the Taking Our Talents to South Beach 200. Battle for second. It's a 4-car battle now. You see it right on the monitor. Hamilton, McGill, Dingler, Peterson. It's getting hot and heavy as they send it in turn 2.
Trying to figure out how to become and put yourself in 2nd place to try to go after Kyle Green, as well as our top 4. Really, our top 5 are running right now from 5th place back to 6th. It's a 4-second gap lead, as now Grant Peterson's making a great move on the inside. But Wesley, we're soon to be thinking about pit road stops here in the next 10 laps. Drivers, even with that caution that came out, I don't believe that they're going to be able to make it. They're going to be about 3 to 5 laps short from making it to stage 1 at the end of lap 40.
So we're thinking green flag pit stops is probably a premium unless we get another yellow flag here. We've already had one yellow flag in the opening start of things here as green is the leader. There goes now Hamilton under attack by McGill. McGill in the 12 of Hamilton. McGill in the 21, I meant. He's on the inside. They're 2 by 2 right there. McGill, Hamilton, Peterson, Dingler. That's your top 5 while the leader green is in his own world. He starts to open up interval almost 1.5 seconds back to the man Hamilton off of turn 2.
We're expecting pit road to get busy, but if you're planning on coming into pit road and taking tires, you think someone would have already came in. But the timing of that caution, drivers came in just to top off, make sure they had enough. If everyone's been in an extreme safe mode from 8th on back, they might think that they're good, but Holden McGill into pit road.
Green flag pit stops, here they come. We knew that it was going to be happening here anytime soon. 27 of 134, they're in. Green, of course, cars coming in with green leading, and we're thinking, Samuel, they are all going to have to come to the pit lane.
Yeah, the furthest that we're most likely going to be seeing them push might be around lap 33 to 34. But around lap 30, that's when we're going to be seeing the most of these drivers coming into pit road. With the timing, as here comes
the leader's in.
That going to be into pit road. Getting service done is Kyle Green, as well as that of Logan Hamilton. And it's our whole entire front 4 that came into pit road, leaving us with that of Bear Couple staying out.
They are all coming in behind the leader. We weren't expecting this. Green, Hamilton, Dingler, Peterson, all coming in behind the leader as green flag pit stops continue with 12 to go in stage 1.
And we're expecting still the rest of the field. They have to come in. No one can make it. Even if you topped off, you can stretch it out a little bit further, but you still need to get back out there on track. Jeremy Berger, another one of the drivers, actually came into pit road, and he went with 4 tires for the 97, trying to rebound after the slip-up he had back around lap 18.
Green flag pit stops underway now with just 10 laps to go. Coming up here at Homestead, stage 1. They'll re-rack them, restack them, and go again. And right now, there you see the 19, Huntley, on the pit lane, the Bass Pro Shops Tracker Boat Century. He's on the pit lane as we go multi-camera. The leader is Uphold. Butcher Benjamin, though, reeling him in like bait on a hook as they go to the back straightaway.
We're seeing these little pockets of drivers, just seeing how the draft is, keeping everyone so close to one another. This is an interesting call from Sean Deal. I thought for sure we just would have seen the 44 coming in earlier than everyone else just to get themselves on 4 fresh tires. But I think these drivers are staying out as long as possible. They're banking on a caution to come out. But if it doesn't come out in the next 2 to 3 laps, these front runners are forced to come to pit road.
Uphold down to the inside. Here comes Benjamin. He's starting to reel him in. Less than 2 car lengths. Remember, green flag pit stop still continuing. It looks like when it cycles back around, it looks like it's going to go right back to green. 76, Hamilton, those cars needing to pit. Hamilton looks like he might possibly steal stage 1 if he plays his cards right. Still got about 9 cars or more to have to come to the pit lane here, Samuel.
Yeah, it's looking like Kyle Green will be gifted the lead once everyone sorts through. Frank Flores, Joseph getting their service done. Still waiting for our top 6. Barrett Uphold, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Deal, Barrett, that is as well as Strauff, all needing to come into pit road here. Probably in the next lap or 2, we're expecting to see our front runners come in. And everyone's been pretty neat on saying, hey, we're coming in. Deal now into pit road for the 44. As we still wait for our leader of Uphold. When will he come into pit road? As we got our non-playoff drivers up here, Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Comfortable for Butcher Benjamin. Comes in 3rd in the points standings with over a 30-point lead. With the amount of drivers that came in, if Butcher Benjamin can just get a couple of points here or there during the stage breaks, he is feeling secure and comfortable and confident, locked into the playoffs.
2 40-lap stages, the distance in stage 1 and 2. Then it's 54 laps for the final stage here at the Homestead Miami Speedway. You see on the bottom right of the monitor, that is the pit stop strategy pit length, which means it's the pit stop strategy of how far they can go in pit stops. How many laps have they made on a tank of fuel? obviously how many pit stops have been made and the positions that they've gained also. As Butcher Benjamin now goes to the lead, as Uphold comes down to the pit lane as well.
Derek Uphold out of Richard Springer, both coming in, leaving us with 3 drivers still needing to hit pit road. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Stephen Parrott, as well as Ryder Strauf. And Strauf extremely off the pace for the 58. That damage he got from our first caution, it certainly has been lingering for himself. Going to need a little bit more repairs done to that 58 machine once the stage break comes. But luckily these drivers do have a fast repair, so if you're caught up in an incident, you still got a shot to get back into this thing, as we're still waiting for our front 2 to come into pit road.
And the only time we've had a visit by the Banana Republic flag was right there at the start of things when we had that multi-car accident. But since then, with Pattingale and others, it's been fairly clean and green. 4 laps to go next time by. When they come back around, Butcher Benjamin trying to stretch it out. Look at the max speed on the 140 plus miles an hour, trying to pick it up to 150 or more, 160 for the number 12. And that is Hamilton. He's up to 3rd. Green and Hamilton are going to cycle back around as the leaders if Butcher Benjamin doesn't pit with 4 laps to go.
Driver scraping off the wall. That's going to be Logan Hamilton. And here comes that Holden McGill. Butcher Benjamin into pit road. Going to be giving that of Kyle Green the lead. Green's got over 3.5 seconds is the gap between himself and Logan Hamilton. And Hamilton's got a handful as Holden McGill's right on the 12's back bumper. And also Ryan Dingler's right there in the mix. All these drivers that are in the top 9 did not take tires, just went with fuel. It's Jeremy Berger back in 10th place, who's going to try his best here with just 5 laps to go to try to make up as many positions as possible with 4 fresh tires he took under the pit stop.
Coming down to the pit lane again, so it looks like everybody will now make their pit stops except for the 76 of Green, all by his lonesome. When will he come in? 3 to go in stage 1, closing in on lap traffic. Hamilton, McGill, Dingler right there, tighter than the lid on a pickle jar off turn 4, and they're ready to pounce once the machine of Green comes in.
Green has already pitted, so the 76 is good. Yeah, he's already pitted. He just had such a fast stop compared to the rest of the field. That's why he's got himself a 3.7 second lap lead over the rest of the field. The drivers were debating this coming into green flag pit stops. If you had to use the access road coming into the corners, coming into turn 3 and taking it all the way around 3 and 4 into pit road, last minute it was gifted to the drivers. You didn't have to use that access road, but when you're exiting out of pit road, there's still an access road coming out of pit road onto the backstretch. That's where a lot of drivers have been losing time to one another.
He kind of snuck by my radar there. I didn't catch him. Anyhow, coming up on a couple of laps to go. Pit road will close now this time by, meaning nobody can come to the pit lane. If they do, there will be a penalty. Green trying to hold on to the lead. 4 seconds to distance. Hamilton, McGill battle for the bridesmaid spot. Dingler is there trying to make it a thrace out of turn 4.
Slicing and dicing Logan Hamilton. He goes from the high line all the way down to the low line on the exit of these corners.
Whoa!
He's just finding the runs, but here comes Holden McGill side by side for 2nd place. And Dingler, he's got to be careful. Logan Hamilton's been aggressive on doing a lot of dekes and slides on the backstretch. Got to make sure he doesn't get himself into a struggle, but he's getting closer and closer to the outside wall. Could be something to worry about later as he gets a little sideways for the 12.
Another little sideways there moment. He holds it back together as they work away back around the corner. Another lap in. 2 laps to go. They're going to come for the white flag this time by. Not the white flag, but 1 more lap to go in stage 1. Green is in his own world. Lap cars in the way in turn 1. There's a great battle for 2nd. They're going to take the top 10 for points into turn 1 for the final time in stage 1.
Points so important for some of the drivers here. Jamie Berger, he took 4 tires, as well as Nate Brooker. They're both in 6th and 7th place as they tried their best to gain as many positions as possible. But Kyle Green coming out of turns 3 and 4. Stage 1 goes to the 76 as the drivers come around the bend. Kyle Green, this driver is someone to watch out for. What a dominating stage 1. Once he got up front, got to the lead position, Kyle Green never thought about giving it back.
Yeah, I don't think he ever had a thought in his mind of letting him get an opportunity to get that position back. Green will win stage number 1. There's the top 10. There goes your flagman. Milton Barney, 5 junior. He'll throw the yellow flag. top 10 will come by. They'll accumulate their points. It looks like from Green to Joseph, 10 points to 1. And what a clean one after a caution to get things started, Samuel. It calmed down, and we had a nice little fuel strategy. A green flag stops in the Busch Beer number 76 machine of Mr. Green. We'll take stage 1 here at the Kyle Green. Exactly. Stage 1 here at Homestead. It's not over yet.
Absolutely not. And like we said, tonight, this was the final race of the round of 2 when we go from 10 drivers down to our championship 6. And with that of Sean Deal not winning stage 1, it now takes out any shot of Sean Deal making it onto the next round. We have now fully clinched. The drivers in green are moving on to the next round. Our championship 6 have been solidified. Holden McGill, Joseph, Taylor Butcher, Benjamin, Logan Hamilton, Grant Peterson, and as well as Jeremy Berger. All will be racing next week, starting off your 3-race stint to see who's going to be racing and challenging to win that championship. It is going to be a blast coming up in the next 3 weeks.
So again, whatever happens from here, these drivers that my colleague Samuel just mentioned are in the next round of the playoffs. Now, honestly, Samuel, they can focus on the race. They can focus on the race. Whatever happens from here, let it all hang out. Let the rough side drag. Give it all you got. You're in the playoffs. You know you're going to the next round. Now you're looking for the checkered flag.
Yeah, and now it's all focused on how do we strategize for this. And if you want, now that you know that you're locked in, you could be doing something ridiculous and crazy for that final third stint. Again, the fuel window with 30 laps that their drivers are looking for. And as drivers are now locked out, drivers are locked in, looking at it, looks like Stephen Purcell going to be staying out for the 57. That is an interesting call for himself, but you don't really have to come into pit road during this staged break. It's just preferred to come in if you want a great finish at the end of stage 2.
4 cars coming down to the pit lane. Vermont is in his car.
And yeah,
actually, that's not Vermont. That's actually 57 of actually the driver of Stephen Purcell. Vermont is his sponsor on his race car. My apologies for that.
And we have been now completely notified from that of Nolan Rempel. It is virtually impossible for that of it's impossible for Sean Deal to get in. So our top 6 have been fully locked in. The ones in green are racing for the championship. It's going to be a 3-race duel of who can be the most consistent for those 3 races, and that's going to be starting out.
So if these guys crash, if they crash each other on the restart, regardless of what it is, that they're locked in.
Yeah, Sean Deal, he needed to get the pole points, and then he also needed to go get himself some other points. But yeah, he needed to maximize for stage 1 and 2, winning both stages if he even wanted a shot to move on. So it is now impossible to move on.
I think our producer is telling us to interview the stage winner of stage number 1. So I guess we're going to try to grab. I can't grab him, Samuel. I don't know if you can, bud. I can't get him.
Yeah, we're going to have to go down into Discord. Go as we're actually want to get green. We'll grab our stage 2 winner if we get there. But yeah, we'll get that solidified then.
I think I got him real quickly, guys. Stephen Purcell, you got a copy?
That was our stage winner.
Hey, congratulations to. Oh no, that's not Stephen. I'm sorry, buddy. Wrong person. that's the last
Kyle
driver
Green.
I had
That was
on
our
the,
stage winner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
no, we're
the
gonna do
last
stage
driver
2.
I had
Don't
on
worry.
the brain. I'm sorry. I tried. Damn it. No, Stephen Purcell was the guy that I had on the brain that had Vermont on the card, if you remember. All right, Samuel, let's try this again, brother. We're coming to the green flag.
Yeah, drivers certainly are now focused on tonight's race. Jeremy Berger going to be top of the board. He just went with 2 tires on this stop, it looks like, for the 97. Kyle Green going to be to his outside. Holden McGill, Logan Hamilton, and Grant Peterson going to be your top 5 as we're getting ready to go here. Wesley, it certainly is going to get dramatic as we move on to the end of this race. We saw at Las Vegas. It can get hectic at mile and a half. We'll see if it continues on. Pace car is off. And Kyle Green bringing us to the green as we start stage 2.
If we get a caution, we will grab Kyle Green, stage 1 winner. Green flag back in the air, and we're ready now to settle it. Remember, it's 40 laps in stage number 2. Honestly, it's going to be around 34 laps or so. Cars sideways, a little wiggle and a jiggle and a giggle was the machine of McGill. He'll lose a couple of spots as here comes Uphold. Butcher Benjamin licking their chops. They're ready to pounce on him like an alley cat in the dark night off of turn number 4.
Yeah, out front, watch out for that of Jeremy Berger. He's going to be on much older tires than the rest of the field. So expecting the 97, he's going to do his best on the outside to avoid everyone else's carnage, but trying to be aggressive, but also trying not to get in everyone's way. But it's Kyle Green, Logan Hamilton trying to pull away with Ryan Dingler on their back bumper.
So it's Green, he'll be on the outside lane, followed by Hamilton, Dingler, Berger, McGill. They're going to stack it up 2 by 2 like Noah leading the animals to the ark. Berger goes up to the top shelf for Grandma, hides the cookies from Grandpa. To the inside, McGill back to the bottom. They battle. That's going on for 5th into turn number 1.
As well as they continue on 3rd place, you see Ryan Dingler trying to hold down on the inside. Holden McGill going to be making the pass on that of Jeremy Berger. And now you got Grant Peterson on the inside, the 52. He's been just staying quiet here tonight, showing some speed, but we'll see if he can start to linger himself forward into the top 5. Jeremy Berger still holding strong on the outside, though.
And Berger still hung out to dry, if you will. He better try to reel him back in. He'll close up in front of the machine of the driver of Butcher Benjamin in the green number 1 machine. While that goes on, that battle goes to the inside. A little sideways goes Peterson. 3 wide in the middle. Hot dog between the bun is the green machine of Butcher Benjamin. He'll now have to fight off the fenders of inside and outside clowns on the back straightaway going to 3.
It's going to be that of Grant Peterson who's going to just fall back, let that of Nate Brooker now fall into 7th place. But Taylor Butcher Benjamin, like I said, cut through the middle, find the space, and he put himself exactly where he needed to be. Now going to be moving up. Watch out for the 8 to possibly making a shift up front for the front runners, as there's a lot of bump drafting going on. Holden McGill, Logan Hamilton, front draft, bump drafting going on. Here goes the 21 over the 12.
Brooker got a little bit loose in the number 3 car. He saved it. By the way, I mean no disrespect with the expressions of the clowns to the left, clowns to the right. It's lyrics to the songs. The middle was Butcher Benjamin. They fan back out now, single file. They'll go off of that corner. Cars onto the pit lane. Unscheduled pit stop, it looks like. And here comes the field down the front straightaway as we just saw the field go back into turn number 1. Green holding off a hornet's nest behind him right there. Look at them coming after him off 2.
Yeah, but for Green, he's got that fresh air, and it's so important here at Homestead. If you got fresh air, you can run whatever line you want, and it puts so much pressure on the drivers behind you. They've got to pick a lane that you're not in if they want to run smooth and not feel that tightness and pushing up through the corner that can wear out your tires even more as the run goes on. Ryder Strauff did get service done for the 58. He's back out on track, and with the timing of him coming into pit road, he actually can make it to the end of this stage if we stay green.
These 6 drivers in green are now officially locked into the next round of the playoff. McGill, Hamilton, Butcher Benjamin, Peterson, Berger, Joseph. They won the war. The battle continues here at Homestead, and it's a hot one with Green still leading the field, but the troops are right behind him on the back straightaway. McGill, one wrong slip, and he's ready to pounce on the leader as they come across the stripe. Lap 53, as there goes Taylor Butcher Benjamin from Pennsylvania. There's his iRacing rating, and of course, some of the things going on in the race so far tonight.
Yeah, he's been running quite well for himself. As you can see, his best lap time was back at 47. And that's showing that we're going to be seeing a lot of speed from this one machine later and later as the run goes on. Butcher Benjamin, he's actually running a little bit slower on his best lap time compared to our front 3, which Shows to me he's willing to save his tires, but a little bit of a shakeup. Got to be careful when you cut in front of the nose of another driver. The 8 of Dingler able to hold up, as well as that of Grant Peterson holding on. But, you know, touching on all 6 drivers, Joseph all the way back in 13th position. Watch out for Joseph in that final stage. I've seen this before where the 20 just lingers back. He catches himself in trouble early on, and then in the final stage, he just flips a switch, and he's back up in the top 10, top 5.
Watching these guys working their way back around the racetrack. Start finish line. Back straight away now, working. They're coming off that turn. There's Dingler, Butcher Benjamin, Peterson, all there, single file. Down the front straightaway. Next time by will be complete with lap 55. They're on the backstretch heading for 3, and they're still trying to run down Green and that number 76, McGill Hamilton. And there they are, along with Dingler, Butcher Benjamin. They start to kind of fan out single file a little bit now in the back of the pack, going behind the leaders into turn 1, Samuel.
Yeah, starting to fan out, get single file until we get to this position in 8th place. Jeremy Berger as well as Sean Deal, they were battling it out. At the start of the race, they were the ones that were challenging one another to see who was in that 6th place position. But after stage 1 points coming in, the new driver that's on Sean Deal's mind is that of Grant Peterson, who's in 6th position. There is a very slim shot still for Sean Deal, but it is almost an impossibility. But Sean Deal needs to win stage 2 and win the race, as well as hope for that of Grant Peterson to wreck out and finish in last place. That is the only way that Sean Deal can move on to the next round. It's almost an impossibility because we haven't seen winning speed from the 44. He's going to have to do something off script, off strategy from everyone else if he wants a shot to move on to the next round.
Yeah, I really just don't see that happening. Obviously, they're going to go all the way to lap 80 here in stage number 2. By the way, it's stage 2, not stage 1 on the ticker there. They'll fix it in just a second. But again, 80 laps there will be the distance to stage 2. Somewhere along the way will also be halfway in the middle of stage 2. 67 laps will be halfway. We're approaching that in about 10 more laps. And Green is the leader. Green, McGill, Hamilton, Dingler, Butcher Benjamin, top 5. McGill a half a second back to Green, and they're fighting lap traffic off the front straightaway as well.
Yeah, Ryder Straff got up into the wall, and a little bit of miscommunication from the lap car and the lead lap drivers on where to place themselves. So Straff just stayed on the outside. Now it's going to be Richard Springer into pit road. And I'm liking this call. Come in early. If you're planning on taking tires for these drivers and not saving something for that last 3rd stage, why not come in? You've got a total of 4 sets starting out in pit road when you start this race off. Try a different strategy for stage 1 and stage 2. And I'm liking this call from Richard Springer. Coming in, get service done, but he just went with fuel only for the 6. An interesting call for himself. It's not really a points day for himself. It's not a points driver, but hey, why not put yourself in clean air and hopefully gain some time because of that?
60 laps in of 134, 7 to halfway, 20 laps to go to the end of stage 2 here for the Taking Our Talents to South Beach 200 for the next round of the playoffs for the L-TAC Cup Series. And Green leading, McGill in second, Dingler, Hamilton, Butcher Benjamin, there they are, single file. They've all calmed down, ready to extend it back to turn 1. You gotta wonder if they could also go another round of a stretch of green flag pit stops. Honestly, they even got a caution so far in this stage, Samuel. They might have to pit again.
They have to pit. The furthest they can go is about 30 laps. So with them going back green, these drivers are going to be about 4 to 5 laps short from making it. Jeremy Berger into pit road, and Jeremy Berger, he's going to be a driver that I was concerned about that he was going to get caught speeding.
Wow.
He was really smoking up those tires, locking up the brakes to make sure that he didn't get caught speeding, which means he wore those tires out. He only went with fuel only on this stop. Those tires are going to be extremely worn getting back out on course as we continue to watch the battling that's going on. Currently, you got drivers that are lap down battling Strauff, Springer. Springer is able to make the pass, but these guys in the middle of lead lap traffic.
Yes, Ralph up against the outside wall. Lap cars in the way of the leaders. They're all trying to get around them as they work their way back around. Turn number 4. Green, McGill, Dingler, Hamilton, Butcher, Benjamin. That's the way they stay. Cross the start-finish line. 4 to halfway here at Homestead. A good one so far. And it's still Green leading them. There's that 21 machine. McGill.
He's trying his best. Holden McGill, he was catching Kyle Green, but it looked like Green might have been playing a possum there, just letting the 21 catch him, and then he took off like a rocket ship. And all these drivers, it's going to be interesting to call on when they want to come into pit road, as it's at the end of lap 80. The yellow will come back for stage 2 to come to a close, and we saw under our first green flag pit stop there, Wesley, how aggressive the drivers were entering and exiting out of pit road dictated on how much ground you lost or gained.
Coming up on 15 laps to go here in stage 2 at Homestead. There is Butcher Benjamin in the number 1 machine. Peterson is there. Working their way back down the front straightaway. Woo! Deal gets some company from Brooker. This is for 7th spot. That's the best battle heating up into turn 1.
Yeah, Sean Deal, got to be careful. Nate Brooker. Brooker has been aggressive and wanting to get himself up into the top 5, currently in that of 8th place. As just got word, Nate Brooker into pit road this time by, so got to be careful of the drivers behind the 3, as he's going to slow up and whoa up quickly here.
Number 3 pulling down below the bottom of the apron. There's the blend line. He's got to be slowed down right there when he comes to the pit lane. If he's speeding past that cone, they will be subject to penalty. Up top, there's the leader. Out in front, Green. There is the machine of the 12 of Hamilton. Hamilton, Butcher, Benjamin, and Peterson there on the top. And there's the leader on the bottom. And that's the way they go with under 15 to go, and they're coming up on halfway this time by at Homestead as well.
Yeah, and with it staying green, the drivers can only go 7 more laps before they are going to be forced to come into pit road, unless if there's some drivers further back in the field in extreme save mode, which, I mean, if you're back in 10th and 11th, why not try to save fuel? You've got a couple of laps you got to try to work on. It might be a little bit too far out of reach, but why not give it a shot?
McGill in the 21 down on the bottom. There's Stingler in the 8 car. Different camera angles is showing the action going on. You see the 27 and the 20 have a little battle in the top 10. That's going to be Perry and Joseph. Berger in front of them.
Our leader,
By the
Green,
way,
and
Berger
Logan
back
Hamilton
down.
in pit road.
Yes, here comes the leader, Green. Gives the lead now to McGill in 21. The 20, Joseph on the pit lane. Huntley on the pit lane. Green flag pit stops with 12 to go in stage 2 at Homestead.
Drivers recognizing they cannot make it, so they have to come into pit road, giving the lead to that of Holden McGill, Ryan Dingler, and Grant Peterson going to be your top 3, with that of Butcher Benjamin and Sean Deal finishing out your top 5. And Wesley, they're inching closer and closer. I like the call for the drivers to pitting earlier. If you're going to pit super early, though, you think someone would try to come in and take a set of tires if they want to have that track position for the end of stage 2.
Down the back straightaway they go. Green flag it stops, continuing here with McGill leading the way in that 21 machine. Dingler there. There's also the 3. Another car in the pit lane. Here comes McGill in. Dingler right behind him. Cycle it around now between the 27 and the 3 for the lead. And that's going to be now Perriott taking the top spot. The 3 car, Brooker, fighting to get back on the lead lap. He is the car 1 lap down.
Still got our top 4 needing to come into pit road here with 10 laps to go in stage number 2. Of the drivers that have already pitted, we're going to keep our eye on it, but looking like Green is going to be that driver, passing all those that have already have come through pit road. Kyle Green once again looking to win stage 1 and stage 2.
Trying to sweep it. I think Berger tried a strategy and he got pinned back. And here comes more cars onto the pit lane. There goes the Vermont entry. And that is, of course, the driver of Purcell coming in. Stephen Purcell in. He is in fourth. Butcher Benjamin now is the leader. Remember, all the drivers in green have punched their ticket into the round of 6 for the playoffs. What is there, Samuel, like the round of 6 and then the round of 4 and then the championship race, basically?
No, it's actually a championship 6. So the 6 drivers that have locked themselves in will be racing for the championship. And the 3 races they're going to be at, starting off with Daytona for 80 laps, go to Iowa for 223 laps, and then finishing it all off at Darlington for 180 laps. L-TAC Racing, it is putting on a show. Went from 4 races each round to only 3 that you have to focus on if you're those championship 4.
So there are not your final 4. There's your final 6. The Sweet 6 are there, ready to battle for the championship for the L-TAC Cup. And there they are in green. And Butcher Benjamin, 7 to go, leading the way. But he's got to come to the pit lane, or can he play some strategy to pull the upset in stage 2?
Some of the drivers that are still out, such as Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Parrott, and also Uphold, all were running behind someone, saving fuel. So they're doing their best to try to save enough, but we're expecting all 3 of these drivers, at least in the next lap to 2 to maybe even 3 laps, having to come into pit road. There just isn't enough. There's just not enough time to save that much fuel, and there was too much of a gap to try to save. But if they somehow do it, this would be ridiculous saving abilities by all 3 drivers if they can somehow save enough. Currently, right now, Kyle Green about 25.5 seconds back from Butcher Benjamin. He's able to unlap himself currently, and looking at all the drivers that have pitted, there's only been 1 that took tires on this stint. That's going to be Frank Flores in the 23. He's going to be trying to make a charge here late, trying to gain as many positions. And so we see Barrick Uphold, Parrott, and Butcher Benjamin coming to pit road as they still stay out for another lap.
Green, stage 1 winner. He's up. By the way, you're seeing the Purolator Wood Brother colors of the 21. That's actually the number 6 of Springer on the scoring and time and scoring right there as he's battling, trying to get around the 27 of Parrott. And Parrott's now coming down. Leaders on the pit lane. Parrott's coming in. Butcher Benjamin coming in. Cycle back around and give the lead to Uphold at the start-finish line. There he goes. 92 to the lead as he goes into turn 1. Had problems in the beginning of the race, and now he's in the catbird seat to try to steal stage 2.
Just came over the radio. Barrick Uphold coming in this time by. And then we drop back to that of the battle for 4th place. Kyle Green and also Ryan Dingler going to be back challenging that of Holden McGill. For McGill and also for that of Dingler, they've done a great job rebounding from that first initial green flag pit stop during stage 1. As here comes Uphold. And now the lead should be giving back to that of Kyle Green. But for Dingler and that of McGill, both of them, once green pitted on our first stage green flag pit stops, they were about 3.5 seconds back. It fell back to 4 seconds back. They're now doing a great job, now within about 1.5 seconds of what should be our leader, as Ryder Strauff almost made a huge disastrous move between that of Dingler and Uphold.
Yeah, I think I caught just a into that on the monitor on the upper right when they were showing green coming down the straightaway. That almost could have been disastrous watching those cars. That's lead lap cars battling with lap down cars. And, you know, we got 3 laps to go. Green playing his strategy perfectly. Pit road will close here next time by. Everybody, I think, has come down to the pit lane. And it is, of course, Mr. Green, the Busch car, trying to sweep stage 1, stage 2. Kyle Green in turn 2 for the final couple of laps at Homestead.
Kyle Green doing everything in his power to continue to run on, but we're keeping my eye out on it. Grant Peterson, he is having some internet issues, it looks like, for the 52. He has been blinking on my telemetry and on track. So got to be careful, because Grant Peterson, all he needs to do is make sure he gets stage points, and he will be able to confirm the lock-in of our top 6. For the only shot that Sean Deal had was to win stage 2 and win the race, but Sean Deal, he's outside of our top 10. No stage points currently for the 44 where they lie now.
Yeah, that's about to all evaporate now as white flag comes in the air. One more lap to go in stage number 2 for Green. Kyle Green hitting his marks. Great strategy on the pit lane and the green flag pit stops. Knowing, choosing when to pit, making that strategic work. Here he comes to the line. He will take lap 1 to go in stage number 2. Give it to Green. Dingler, McGill, Peterson, Joseph, top 5. One more to go. Somebody better make a run after him. And that one car we were mentioning, of course, is Deal. He's all the way back in 13th. He can now officially say these green bars of these 6 drivers are battling for a championship in less than half a corner.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle Green as a whole, what a race he's had so far for stage 1 and stage 2. He didn't have the best qualifying run. Yes, he was up front, qualified for 3rd, but after working his way up front at the middle of stage 1, comes across the line, wins stage 1, and also now confirmed stage 2 going to Kyle Green. Ryan Dingler trying to get 2nd place, and will do so as we wait for the yellow to fly. Stage 2 comes to a close, and for Sean Deal, the deal's over. His playoffs have come to a close with this stage break.
Yellow flag waving, meaning that that is the end of stage number 2. And of course, the Busch Beer entry number 76, Kyle Green. Stage 1, stage 2. And we will try to grab him before we go to commercial break to get his thoughts on this race so far, as he is doing a phenomenal job tonight here at the Homestead Miami Speedway. I think we're going to have green flag pit stops coming up in just a moment, and then we will try to grab a word with him.
Yeah, we're just going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, pit stops should be over. We'll take a talk with Kyle Green as L-TAC Cup Series presented by Tucson Sound Art. It's the final race of round 2 to see our Championship 6 starting next week as Deal and Purcell just saw their playoff hopes come to a close. We'll be back in just a second.
There are moments that surprise and delight the mind and the senses. Introducing Sound Art, the world's first truly customizable, concealed, flat panel art speaker system. A revolutionary combination of incredible sound delivered from your most meaningful pictures. When art and technology intersect, there is a seamless blend of creativity and function.
Come alive in the streetlight, pulling at the stars in the moonlight. Every time I feel you close.
With Sound Art, anyone can print their own artwork or pick from numerous licensed artwork that we have. The possibilities are limitless. Enjoy beautiful and amazing sound throughout your home. The entire surface of your artwork generates incredibly robust sound. Sound Art is elegantly hidden behind a high-grade, textured canvas wrap, bringing together the best of sound and art. This innovative design allows for a truly invisible, high-fidelity sound experience without bulky speakers. For licensors and other businesses, we are capable of producing thousands of units per day.
We're using the highest quality materials to give you the best product available in the market. Everywhere you look, there's always art. What I like so much about Sound Art, that you could just pair it and play.
Ansia, your art never sounded so good.
Bye. All right, we're back here at we're here, Samuel. We're gonna grab a word real quickly with Kyle Green as I know we're getting ready for pit stops. But Kyle, man, what an awesome performance! We wanted to grab you at the end of stage number 1, and quickly we're coming back to Green. But stage 2, things are going great for you, man. What a sheer domination of the 76 car. I know you're not one of the final 6 racing for the championship, but you're doing a great job here tonight. You're taking the race so far. See you sweep it.
I'm sure gonna try. Typically, I don't have this good of luck getting stage wins, let alone 2 in a row. So But I mean, the track seems to feel good. The setup's good, so seems to kind of suit my driving style a little bit. It's a little loose on the long runs, but overall it's pretty good, and I'm liking it. So. Honestly, just trying to hit my line right every time, because any little mistake I'm seeing, I noticed Holden was starting to reel me in occasionally if I messed up a little, so I'm just trying to hit my line right every time and stay up front.
With not being in the race for the championship, does that change the mindset of just wanting to just go out there and race now? I mean, is that the plan? Just, I want to win. I want to win. I want to win. I know I'm not running for a championship, but I want to just show how good my car is.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, really, these stage wins don't really mean anything to me. So, I mean, I would definitely like to get a win. That would mean a little bit more for sure. So, yeah, I'm just out here driving, just having fun.
He's got a good run going for him so far right now, one of the drivers of Dirty South Racing. And, of course, he has swept so far in stage number 1 and number 2. Of course, that is the driver of Kyle Green. We wanted to grab a word with him, Samuel, at the end of stage 1, but we got him now. Back-to-back in stage 1 and 2 here at Homestead. The lights are off on the pace car, and we are ready to do it for a 54-lap shootout here tonight.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anyone that really can challenge Kyle Green currently. He's been on a dominating roll and looking to win here at Homestead. Pace car is off, and green flag back in the air as the drivers get ready here. It has been a blast so far. 2 stages down. We race it to the end. Wesley, as we go into turn number 1.
Here we go. 54 laps remaining. And it's probably less than that now. We're probably at around 48 or so, 48 laps to go here in stage number 3. Down the back straightaway, Green. You heard him. Stage 1-2 means nothing. He wants to win. He leads the field with Dingler, McGill in tow off turn 4.
It's going to be side by side once you fall back to the battle that's going on currently for 4th place. Joseph and Logan Hamilton. I talked about how Joseph, once you get to the end of the race, that's when he starts to put himself up front, back into the top 5 after falling back and racing around 16th place. Joseph, he might be an underdog to watch out late in this thing. Could be challenging for that of Kyle Green, but Ryan Dingler, he's got to be careful because he's been side by side with Holden McGill for a lot of this race. Both drivers, they've shown pace to possibly challenge that of Kyle Green, but it seems like when you're battling one another, Wesley, you're losing and honestly losing the war.
Berger's in trouble. Berger spins on the front straightaway. No, caution's out. 4th caution. 2nd yellow flag for on-track problems. 2 for the end of the stages, so that makes the 4th yellow flag. Problems for Berger as he spun coming off turn 4.
As Jeremy Berger going to be finding himself just on his own, looping it around. But luckily did not hit anything for the 97, but that was a scary situation for himself. He's so out of sorts.
Kept it off the inside, retaining wall off the safer wall barrier. And on board with Berger. Just simply had it come out from under him.
We've seen drivers coming out of the corners just snapping loose. For Jeremy Berger, he lost it in the center of the corner and did his best to save it, but just was not able to. And also, Wesley, it looks like we have our first official DNF. It's this one. It's the 27th, Stephen Barrett. He has parked it for the day.
Well, there you go. We have a car out of the race for the first time tonight. And, of course, that's Stephen Perriott. And the driver of the number 27 machine is out of the event. All right,
well,
so we'll stack them and go again here. I think it's going to be a wild third stage.
Yeah, I mean, this kind of now puts everyone in the situation of, does anyone want to pit and possibly put himself in a situation of maybe topping off with a little bit of fuel and then getting back out there? It looks like the drivers from 12th on back, led by Nate Brooker, that of Frank Flores, Purcell, Jeremy Berger, all coming in to just get a little bit of service done for themselves, and then they'll try to get back out there.
So again, the opportunity was there for maybe John Deal to punch his ticket in, but now that is forgone, as now those 6 drivers that are on the green ticker on the broadcast screen are fighting for a championship in the Championship 6 final 3 events beginning at Daytona. Boy, oh boy, Samuel, right out of the gate, we're going to Daytona next Friday night.
Yeah, and there's no, with it not being just a one-race championship race, you could put yourself in a hole at Daytona very quickly if you're caught up in the big one. Luckily, the drivers, again, every race you got one fast repair if needed, but man, that race is either going to be putting some drivers in high hopes or putting them in the gutter really quick.
Under the yellow flag for the 4th time here in this event. By the way, Richard Springer entered the pit lane. So did also Pattengale. Some other cars that were in the back entering onto the pits. Kyle Green looking to try to sweep the events here in the Taking Our Talents to South Beach 200. One thing for certain, Samuel Dyer, he's got his talents rocking and rolling here at Virtual Homestead tonight here in South Florida. He might be the man.
Yeah, he certainly is looking like it with the way he ran stage 1 and stage 2 as the pace car lights are still on. We'll take a quick commercial break. We'll come back. Green flag racing in just a few.
Every customer, every single time, needs to get our very best. From moment one, my goal managing a team here in the dealership is to make sure that that customer's experience is the very best that they've ever had. We expect and demand total transparency. There should never be a time in that transaction where the customer is wondering or not quite sure of what they're buying or what they're paying or those sorts of things. And having that transparency and doing things the right way is super important.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the L-TAC Cup Series presented by Two South Sound Art. My name is Sam Dyer. With me is Wesley Outland, and in the production chair going to be Carlos Acosta. Wesley, it's been all Kyle Green for stage 1 and stage 2. An early caution here as we're getting prepared for the end of this race. Coming up to lap 100 here shortly, but man, what a race it's been here at Homestead.
92 laps completed here of the 134 laps to distance. Green flag coming back out here as they work their way back down to the Geico restart zone. Kyle Green, he'll send it there, tighter than a lid on a pickle jar, fighting it behind the leader into turn 1 and 2.
They're all going to be single filing out. It's Joseph trying the outside line. Now Dingler's going to be moving up halfway through the corner, trying to find just a little bit of more momentum on the stretches to try to get themselves some more speed. As it's all been, how do you catch up to the 76 and make the pass? But oh, Dingler gets out of shape.
Look out, trouble.
As
Butcher
well
Benjamin
as Butcher
sideways.
Benjamin.
Butcher Benjamin sideways. They'll save it. No harm, no foul. We'll stay green. They're in turn 1.
Just seeing the drivers. This track has been evolving as such. It went from sunset to now complete darkness. The track has been starting to cool off. Drivers taking a little bit more time for those tires to warm up, and you're starting to see they're expecting there to be more grip once they get on the throttle, and they've been just slipping and sliding off the exits of these corners.
What a battle going on for position number 13 on the racetrack. You've got Stefan Purcell and Frank Flores fighting with it. Also, Brian Huntley and Sean Deal battling for position. All that going on in the top 10 as we approach lap 105 laps to go. ready to settle it out here. Down the back straightaway. It's Green leading with a hornet's nest behind him. And they're all getting impatient going to 3.
Finally, all getting in line. It has been side-by-side drivers now to pick and choose what position they want to be in to try to calm down for a couple of laps and then make that surge to go forward. We're starting to see this pack that we're watching currently being led by that of Logan Hamilton. Hamilton's trying to do his best to hold off Joseph, Grant Peterson, Taylor Butcher Benjamin. But then behind them, you've got that of Huntley Jr. as well as Uphold, Nate Brooker, all side-by-side challenging one another. And here comes Peterson to the inside.
To the inside, ready to make that move into the corner with Green. McGill, Dingler, Hamilton, Joseph Peterson. It's Butcher Benjamin also there. And they're back into the corner. Joseph now trying to reel in Hamilton for that spot. That's for 4th off turn number 2.
We're starting to see little groups and packs getting themselves sorted out where they want to go. And we're starting to see our front 7 really start to pull away. And that of Huntley Jr. doing his best to try to stay on the back bumper, but he's starting to lose the draft of our top 7. And now going to be leading his own group of drivers. And then once you fall back from Huntley, you go back to that of Frank Flores, and Springer's all on his own with Berger and all those drivers back there battling for top 15 finish. But up here in the top 10, drivers are not giving an inch. They are keeping it close. Oh, gotta be careful. Joseph, Grant Peterson, a little bit of contact between those drivers trying to get into the top 5 is Peterson, and I think he's finally finding that run.
Starting to get a little impatient here. A couple of laps until we put triple digits on the board with Green leading, McGill in 2nd. There goes the battle now inside the top 10. That's for 8th. Huntley's got it. Brookover wants it. He'll go to Brooker on the outside into that corner. Also, Butcher Benjamin in front of this battle. They'll fan back out single file. 2 by 2 behind him as they go back into turn 3.
Here's your LSRTV multi-cam showing the different battles on screen. The one on the bottom is for the lead, Kyle Green, slowly being caught up by that of Holden McGill. And on the outside, it's still Taylor Butcher Benjamin doing his best to catch up and make the pass on that of Joseph as the one goes to the inside. But man, Wesley, there's just too much action on screen.
35 laps to go, now make it 34. When they come back to the start-finish line, 100 laps completed. Green, McGill, Dingler, they're your top 3. Joseph battles with Butcher Benjamin. Brooker behind them, and they're door-to-door off turn 4.
Just a little bit of contact can ruin their days here tonight. As Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Joseph, they're still lingering around one another as this pack is just continuing to hold strong, but they're losing ground. With side-by-side action, they got to be careful of losing that lead group that are all in line, working with one another to try to catch up to our leaders.
Back straight away into that 3rd turn. Here they come. There's that leader on the bottom. There is Green. Green is there off turn 4. The Busch Beer entry. The 19 up on the top. That's Huntley. Just got passed by Brooker. Here comes Deal trying to sneak in and get around him. Title hopes are shot for the 44, trying to climb the ladder in the final stages. 33 to go, 32 to go now here at Homestead.
You see our field side-by-side action still for that of Steele, and seeing that for that of Frank Flores and Uphold for 11th position. Side-by-side is the 23 and the 92. As we're seeing on that top screen, our leaders all still in line, kind of staying patient, and knowing in the next 10 laps or so, we're going to be seeing drivers thinking about pit stops. In the next 2 laps, that's when the window opens if you want to do an undercut.
Brooker up on the outside lane, trying to run back down Joseph for that spot. Butcher Benjamin also in front of them. Those 5 cars now fan back out single file up to the top shelf, now back to the bottom. Gotta wonder, Samuel, green flag and stop. It's coming up, and it will determine the outcome of the race. Butcher Benjamin on the pit lane as I speak it.
It's happening right now. Right when the window opened up, Butcher Benjamin came over the radio, said, I'm pitting, and coming into pit road is the one. I like this call. Get yourself as much space as you can with these fresher tires. I mean, compared to the best lap times these guys were running earlier, it's about a second and a half. A little bit more than that is the difference between our leader and his best time.
Bunny stop for the number 1 of Butcher Benjamin, the 19, also down on the lane of Huntley. He came into the pits.
Huntley got real squirrely there for a second. He's still on course, but Huntley maybe thinking about
my
it.
apologies. Okay, he about spun out. Okay.
Drivers still thinking about when they really want to make the pit stops. Drivers over the radios bickering at one another. When are they going to make the pit stop? But you see down on our lower screen, this is on board with the 21 of Holden McGill. He is slowly inching his way closer and closer to Kyle Green. We've seen this during the stints, 20 laps into a run. This is when we start to see Kyle Green have the faster car. But I think Holden McGill might have found something the longer the run goes on. Nate Brooker now into pit road.
Lap 105, here comes now again, as you just mentioned, the 3-car Brooker onto the pit lane. While that goes on, great battle going on for 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th. It's all heated. Huntley, Flores, Uphold, Springer, Berger, Purcell, Schroef with a great battle they're having.
Whoa, Uphold
Van
into
in the
pit
pits,
road.
Nate Brooker in the pits. Here we go. Barrick Uphold in the pit lane.
Also Sean Deal into pit road, getting their service done. Drivers picking and choosing. When do you want to make the pit stops? All the drivers are pitting now. This is what we would call an undercut. Pitting earlier than when you can fully stretch your fuel out. And these are the drivers that are trying to get their tires sooner so they can get themselves a little bit of an extra boost on their time so they can get those faster lap times sooner than everyone else, gaining on the drivers in front of them or extending their lead. If they're thinking about it, now into pit road is going to be the 19 finally. After he had his slides, it's going to be that of Huntley Jr. as well as Frank Flores into pit road.
And look at that scoring ticker. Watch that number 1 of Butcher Benjamin. He will start climbing back up the podium. See how far he'll go. A late race pit strategy. Here's the thing, though, Samuel. You see him on the bottom right of the multi-cam as you see Deal and Brooker and Purcell battling for position inside the top 10. Lap cars also there in that mix. Lap cars of Deal and Brooker. Purcell on the lead lap. But we watched Butcher Benjamin, in addition to come into the pits first. Good strategy, Samuel. But he's also got to be careful not to use up his tires, to use up that car, especially down the stretch of things with under 25 laps to go.
Yeah, and also the big thing for the one of Butcher Benjamin, he made this undercut pit stop, recognizing if a late caution comes out, he's most likely going to use that last set of tires that he still has in pit road if needed. We haven't seen a on-track incident to bring out a yellow, except for the last time that these drivers about 27 laps ago. So the drivers certainly have some time to think about when do they want to really come in and use that final set, because there's still a lot of time to pick and choose. When do you want to make that last surge to come into pit road? We're expecting our leaders that are out front, our top 10, looking like they're going to have to come into pit road here in the next 3 laps for our top 6. But from 7th back to 10th, they might be able to stretch it out for another 10 laps. As, oh boy.
I think it's the 3-car. Brooker broke loose off turn 4.
No yellow wave.
Spun, no caution though.
He got loose and looks like might have gotten a little bit of help from Sean Deal, but no yellow comes out. We stay green.
Could we see a replay of that? Here comes the leader, Green. Green, McGill, Dingler, Hamilton, Joseph, Peterson.
Oh, no,
and they're wrecking
Hamilton.
on pit road. Hamilton goes around.
Absolute just saw his race go up in smoke. Logan Hamilton, who was challenging for a 4th place finish, now might be hoping if he just can finish in the top 10 with that type of mistake.
Wow, and here's the replay of what happened on the multi-cam below to the 3 of Booker. Watch this, Brooker in the 3-car. We're going to put it up top, though. Watch this, up top the 3.
He's already loose. And then...
And there's Deal around him. Deal, did he help him? I don't think he did. It looked like what happened to Berger and into the inside safer wall barrier. He just broke loose and hit the wall.
Yeah, it was so close to even call if there was contact or not, but you could just tell the 3 was trying to save it from the center of the corner off. His whole entire goal was to hold on, and Brooker, he pitted early, but because of that spin, that strategy goes up in smoke.
22 laps to go, more cars, and here's what happened to Hamilton on the pit lane. Watch this. Boy, oh boy, Samuel the Dodge Coin, entry number 12. Could that be also a mistake? But it could also be, of Hamilton, could it be a penalty? Could he be penalized as well for speeding on pit road?
Yeah, looking at his pit stop, he was not penalized at all. He was actually came in, did not speed on under pit road, and was not deemed an unsafe pit entry. Still back out there, but right now Logan Hamilton back in 12th position for the 12 machine. As now 7 Purcell into pit road. We've got 3 more drivers, that being Joseph, Richard Springer, and Jeremy Berger, that still need to make a pit stop for our top 3.
And all the while, even this strategy that Taylor Butcher Benjamin made has still got him at least back 7th, which would actually have him 4th when the timing and scoring updates, because Kyle Green, in a class of his own, the Pennsylvania driver, trying to sweep this event here tonight at Homestead, Miami, and the taking our talents to South Beach 220 to go.
Right now, for that of Joseph, he's going to have to think about coming into pit road, probably this lap or the next. For that of Richard Springer and Jeremy Berger, both of those drivers can stretch it out for another 5 to 7 more laps until they need to make their pit stop. For I think for Springer and as well for Berger, both of them got to be thinking and banking on a caution to come out, which we've already seen a couple of incidences that could have brought out a yellow, but the wreck was not on the racing surface. It was on the apron or in pit road, so no yellow.
Joseph is now the leader. Springer in 2nd, and the leader is in. Give the lead now to Springer, the 21 car, the Wood Brother Purelator colors.
21 on the car, 6 on our ticker. But Richard Springer, he's had a real up and down day. Same can go for Jeremy Berger, who's running in 2nd place. Both drivers willing to try something different for themselves, as Nate Brooker had to pull it back into pit road, the 3 calling it a day. After what was shown to be a decent run for that Nate Brooker, but it comes to a close here late in the race.
Berger is the car that spun at the beginning of stage number 3. And now he sits in the 2nd position, 6.5 seconds back to Springer in the 21 car, number 6 on the scoring ticker. There on the bottom right is the pit stop strategy stint length. And there you see it. Springer up 15 positions, but he's not pitted yet.
Not yet until now. Springer into pit road, and this time around, we'll wait and see if Jeremy Berger is going to be thinking about pitting. But usually when you do this strategy of staying out this long, you're banking on a yellow, yes, for 1. And for 2, you're hoping you can keep a lot of drivers still left 1 lap down. And there's only 2 drivers left one lap down, that of 7 Purcell as well as Grant Peterson, and both trying to get themselves going. But for the 52 of Grant Peterson, looking at the pit times, was caught speeding for that of Grant Peterson. That's why he's back in 14th, 1 lap down. He was one of the drivers that was challenging with that of Logan Hamilton. Both of them were doing well, as now here comes our leader, Jeremy Berger, into pit road. This should finish out our pit cycle.
And while that goes on, it will cycle back around with 15 laps to go to Kyle Green in the Busch Beer number 76 machine. He swept stage 1 and 2. Can he sweep the entire event? 15 to go at Homestead. Into the home stretch we come.
Logan, I mean, we're going to be seeing if Holden McGill can try to run down Kyle Green. And he was doing it on 20-lap stints left on his tires. He was starting to close in the gap got up to 2/10 to the 76. But it just looks like Holden McGill, and he's just missing some type of X factor to get him by the 76. It just seems like that dirty air so strong for Kyle Green. That track position has been what's winning the 76 all night long, holding back every driver that can catch up to the back bumper of Kyle Green, but no one's been able to pass Kyle Green just because of that dirty air.
Kyle Green, bottom of the multi-cam screen. The bottom monitor camera shot. There he is down the straightaway. McGill, though, it's not over yet, though, Samuel Dyer. Cut it the less than 3/4 of a second. McGill trying to reel in Green as they go off into the corner.
Logan Hamilton had to do a little bit of a save coming out of turn number 4. Tricky spot we've been seeing all night long. Drivers getting out of sorts. And you saw it on the upper screen. Logan Hamilton trying to get by that of Brian Huntley Jr. And some of the drivers that are inside of our top 10. Speaking of pit strategies, Joseph, he got a much shorter pit stop. Looks like he only went with a 2-tire stop for the 20 machine.
Interesting strategy. We'll see if it'll pay off. 11 laps to go. Next time by. 12 remaining, and there is Butcher Benjamin. That strategy he tried. It's one spot away from making the podium. He's trying to run down Dingler, who was in his sights, but for that matter, 11 seconds back the interval for Butcher Benjamin to the leader Green, but still 3/4 of a second. McGill right there within a cat's whisker of the leader as we see the 12 and the 44, Hamilton and Deal trying to make a deal here at Homestead. 10 to go.
Yeah. Right now, Logan Hamilton, freshest tires of the drivers in the top 10, trying to make his move forward.
Look, 3 wide.
Also think about 3 wide. Here goes Grant Peterson. He's going to be a lap down, trying to unlap himself the hard way, and he's still side by side with the 12. Even if they're on different laps, they're still battling. The 12 and the 52 just can't get away from one another.
The 12 of Hamilton, the 52 of Peterson. They've been around each other all night long, and there's Steele, who's out of a chase for a championship run by mere spots, by mere points. Those drivers in green in those 6 will fight for the championship in the final 3 races in the race of 6 at Daytona beginning next week. 10 laps to go. Green, though he's not in the playoff championship picture, he's trying to whip up on all the boys in green into turn number 3. He leads the way with 9 to go.
Yeah, coming to the end of the regular season, it was Joseph Cossie that was a non-playoff driver putting a whooping on this field. Now you can say Kyle Green coming in, swapping in, showing off to these playoff drivers. Hey, the what ifs. What if Kyle Green made the playoffs? What would this 76 be doing? We heard under the interview at the end of stage 2, he was surprised. He felt lucky that he was in the position that he was in. But based on what we've been seeing, Wesley, it has been all skill here tonight.
Laps winding down, and it's all green. He's took these boys to the woodshed.
This continues on. Green pulling away. You thought maybe Holden McGill, he was about 6/10 off at one moment. But the laps just continue to tick away, coming to 7 to go. And, Wesley, just looking at this field, looking at the next 3 races for championship 6, I mean, it's going to be a tall task. Daytona, Iowa, Darlington. Those are 3 racetracks that are going to be a handful for our championship 6.
These final laps, watching them go at it here with Green. There's Dingler. He's in 3rd. McGill. Could McGill be setting him up, Samuel? Could he be ready to just pounce on him here in these final closing laps? Is he ready for him? That's the question.
Yeah, I mean, I thought maybe before that last pit stop that Holden McGill would have had something late in this race, maybe catch up to Green, but you're starting to see the times. They are so dramatically off from one another.
Yeah,
Holden McGill, he tried the short stint of just pushing as hard as he could, but you're starting to see the tires. They are falling off of this 21. The grip's not there anymore. He can't hold the speed like he did earlier in the runs, and it's just Kyle Green pulling away. The gap now 1.5 seconds between first and second place.
Yeah, 1.5 seconds remaining there for Green, McGill. Whoa, we got one in the wall. Trouble front straightaway.
Ryder Strauss! Oh no! Caution late!
Is out. Fifth
Almost
caution with
taking
5 to
out.
go. Business has picked up at Homestead.
Whew! Well, it ain't over yet. And if you got extra set, you're taking it.
Billy Green. Oh my goodness, Kyle Green.
We just saw Joseph. He went with a 2-tire stop. I'm wondering, will we see the 20? He got a little bit of a sense in the field what it was like. Would anyone else think about taking a 2-tire stop? Because I'm expecting most of the field coming into pit road, as most of the guys out here still have one more set left.
Samuel, you ever heard of the cliche, damned if you do and damned if you don't?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So this is what's about to happen to Kyle Green. If he pits, everybody's going to come behind him. If he doesn't pit, everyone's probably going to come behind him and pit as well, as we see what happened to Schroff there on the front straightaway, keeping it off the wall. Looked like the car just locked up on him, and here they come. There you see it. And they're all coming down, ready to lick their chops and follow the leader.
Kyle Green going to be coming in, most likely going to take 4 tires, or odds-on favorite since he's gotten the lead. The late caution could be putting Green in just a sitting duck type of a moment here. Frank Flores going to be staying out, as well as Jeremy Berger. I don't believe Jeremy Berger has another set, nor does Frank Flores. They're stuck with what they've got, but the rest of the field...
Oh, Joseph is out.
Oh, boy.
What did he do? Fuel only? Maybe
Joseph went with just, I believe, 2 tires on this stop for the 20.
Wow.
Grant Peterson's going to be
pit road.
Grant Peterson, lucky dog spot, so he'll be starting at the end of the field. But Wesley, you touched on it at the beginning of the broadcast. We do have green, white checkered overtime if needed.
Yes, sir, we do.
Ooh, do you think we're going to need them here tonight?
Yes, sir, we do.
Oh, yeah. Las Vegas was crazy last week. We saw a driver be parked for the rest of the season because of issues that boiled over during that race. Will drivers get a sense of a similarity here tonight? Will the tempers flare, or will everyone keep themselves calm?
I honestly think, yes, we are going to have, I think we have set ourselves up for a wild finish.
Oh, it is overtime. We are in overtime. There were not enough laps. We're in it. Our first of 3 attempts starting now.
So we have passed the scheduled distance of the Taking Our Talents to South Beach 200, and now we're going to go probably an extra 10 miles.
Oh boy, lights are still on, expecting them to go off. But overtime, Wesley, we've seen overtime a lot recently. How is overtime going to work for these drivers?
All right, so here we go. This is the rules of overtime. Basically, it's just like NASCAR. If the field comes back green and they cycle around and take the white flag, which is the CRN1 to go, if the white flag comes out for the leader, the race is official. If they get racked and stacked and tangled and calamity, the yellow flag comes out. We re-rack them, restack them, and we go again. 3 attempts for a green, white checker. If at the 3rd attempt it is made and there's a caution before they come to the checkered flag, wreckers or checkers, race is official. Cars getting the wave around, moving past the pace car. Moving around, yes, is what I meant. Yes. Berger. This guy's in the catbird seat, guys. But I'm going to tell you something, though. Flores, Berger, they're on used tires. What will it be like for McGill, Joseph, Green, Dingler cars on fresh tires? 4 or 2 are faster than all 4 used. This should be interesting, Samuel. We're about to come to the green flag and shootout number 1 at Homestead, Miami.
Yeah, for Frank Flores, he is on 26 lap old tires and fuel. So we go into another overtime. Flores is going to have to come into pit road. Jeremy Berger, he's on 14 lap old tires. The rest of the field, they're on freshies, except for Joseph, who's in 4th position. He's going to be having to find himself with a 2-tire strategy. We'll see if he can get it done here as the cars are stacked up, ready to go. L-TAC Cup Series presented by Tucson Sound Art. We're green here at Homestead for attempt 1 at overtime.
Field roars down the front straightaway. They'll send it off into the first turn. Berger powers down to the bottom. He'll go to the lead. Flores up on the outside. He's way up in the marbles. 3 wide. He's in trouble. Everyone roaring by him as we got cars.
McGill.
It's McGill going around, and caution is out.
Caution is not coming out. We're still green. Now it comes
No
out.
caution. No caution. There it is. Caution's out.
And we're going to attempt number 2. Jeremy Berger leading the charge with Joseph to his outside. Here's your replay of the incident that brought out the yellow. As we're seeing Holden McGill getting loose, going down below, a little bit of slicing and dicing
Look
going
at how
on. But
packed they were there, dude. They were 3 and 4 wide right there.
look at
this.
Kyle Green
McGill
trying to
just
cut by.
dirt
Holden
tracked
McGill
it.
going and hard contact for the 21. They're still just on top of one another. It was looking
They
like
were not going to back down until they saw the dang yellow lights cut on. I'll tell you that.
absolutely not. that was all Joseph's race. He was right on the back bumper of Jeremy Berger, and he easily, with the 2 fresh tires, could have made the pass, but they're just packed like sardines. And they were just so close. As attempt number 1 failed, we go to attempt number 2 to finish out this race. Again, we have 3 if needed. It's going to be that of Jeremy Berger, Joseph, Ryan Dingler, Kyle Green, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Logan Hamilton, Brian Huntley Jr., that of Barrett Uphold, Frank Flores, Sean Deal, your top 10.
And by the way, Samuel, nobody's pinning. They got what they got. Your front cars are going to run with what they have. They sealed their fate. They're going to do what they got to do here.
Yeah, I think the only driver that's questioning about pit road would have to be Frank Flores, with being out there as long as he had. But with these pacing laps we've had under yellow, it's kind of helped out the 23, as you saw there. Holden McGill coming in, just getting a splash, and then also using his fast repair. So Holden McGill going to get reset and back out there. Lucky Dog goes to that of, I believe, Purcell getting the Lucky Dog spot for the 57 as he's racing around trying to catch up to the lead, to the back of the pack. But Wesley, we saw how aggressive they just were. We get to see that all over again.
Berger is the man out in front. Obviously, a lot of strategy there. Joseph, man, he took advantage of a 2-tire pit stop. Got out in front of everybody. Flores, you saw the lap car. Well, you saw the car Flores. I think he knew, man, these guys are going to overtake me. I better just get the heck out of the way.
Yeah, no, that was probably the best move besides going straight to the apron that Flores could have done.
That could have caused a pileup. That could have caused a big wreck, if you would, for sure.
Yeah, it could have, but he went straight up to the wall. It gave them plenty of space.
certainly
It was
did.
everyone else that decided to go 4 wide into the corner that made
they
things
were the
very
ones
hectic.
that, he was getting out of the way. He was trying to practice social distancing. Everyone else was not.
And then, like I said, dirt tracking out of the corners, which we've been seeing the drivers out of turn 4. That's been the big issue. A little bit of shuffling out of turn 2, but it is complete go time. You're not worrying about tires anymore. It is all about getting up front. So for most of the race, drivers been thinking about, I got to be easing it back into the throttle on the exit of these corners, and now it's full smash, full throttle, got to go as fast as possible, which gets that rear end slipping and sliding around, and that's exactly why we saw Holden McGill going around. We saw Kyle Green at one moment, also in the replay, almost finding himself going around, as Wesley lights are still on, but we're expecting them to go off this time around.
And this is only overtime attempt number 2 coming up. If they wreck, they do it again.
Yeah, looking at this field, Wesley, Is there anyone on your eyes that you're thinking has this race or has a shot of winning it?
Well, I will say I think Berger's going to do any and everything he can to hold them off. But my pick to win, Joseph in the 20 car. I think that 2-tire strategy, what he did on the pit lane, has worked. He's got great field position. He's on the inside for the restart of Berger. I think the 20 is going to win this thing.
Ryder Strauss he came into pit road, get repairs done. That's what that big puff of smoke was, and he just wrecked himself coming out of pit road for the 58. That's why we're seeing this new puff of smoke coming out.
Hey, Cheech and Chong is here.
Oh my goodness. So much smoke all over the place here.
Scare away the mosquitoes.
Get them out of here.
See these guys turning their tires back and forth. They're steering their cars, bobbing and weaving. Who's your pick, Samuel? Don't put me on the spot like that. Who you picking? You're going with green, aren't you?
I was thinking about picking that of McGill at the start of attempt number 1, but I think I'm going to put my hat out there for Ryan Dingler. I think the 8 might be the driver to steal this one away here and be the second car on the inside. I think on the inside is kind of where you want to be. Jeremy Berger on those older tires might hold up that outside line as we're getting ready to go green.
Nobody picked Kyle Green, who had swept all the stages. I find that ironic. Green flag, spinning tires. Berger on the jump. He catches Joseph asleep at the wheel. This will open up the door for the 20 of Joseph to try to battle back. Green going to second, though, on the outside out of 2.
They're still right on top of one another. Here comes Ryan Dingler, as well as Logan Hamilton up into the outside wall. Close Joseph, and there they go, spinning around. We go to attempt number 3, as they're still scattering everyone from 7th on back, piled up into this one.
Joseph involved. Springer's involved. Hills involved. McGill involved. Butcher Benjamin involved. Open up a virtual Waffle House on the back straightaway. They are scattered, smothered, and covered.
Well, we called some drivers that they might be able to win this thing. A little bit of contact, Joseph into that of Logan Hamilton and coming out of the corner, but
oh wow.
Oh, McGill. All the McGill's out of this thing with that wreck.
McGill, Hamilton, the big one. Shades of something like you would see next week in Daytona or Talladega.
Absolutely.
Look at this.
You see the 20 just drift up, and at that point, Logan Hamilton's just a ping pong ball. He's along for the ride. There's zero control at that moment when you get tapped going that fast on the exit of these corners.
Let's ride on board with McGill. Thank you, Carlos. You read my mind. Watch him spill the beans out of 2.
Oh, just nowhere to go. Absolutely. He tried his best.
It might not be what it means in your world, Carlos, but that's exactly what they just did.
Oh,
look at this.
Springer almost cut his way through. Purcell able to get by somehow.
Let's ride on the board with Stefan Purcell. Watch this. This has got to be fun.
You're just going to see smoke. It's just smoke.
Listen to this.
7.
Listen to this. It's like Days of Thunder.
He just snuck his way through. That was... oh, man. There's the Doge machine. Oh, Springer nowhere to go.
Getting hit from behind.
Well, that changes all the drivers that have a shot now. As looking at the field, Grant Peterson, who was stuck a lap down before that late caution that put him back on the lead lap. With all the carnage that happened, the 52 is back up in 6th position.
Samuel, does it just seem like, buddy, me and you've been friggin' luck calling iRacing the last month or so? We have literally been able to call some awesome races, and I think we are shaping up for another one here tonight for the L-TAC Cup Series on LSRTV at Homestead, Miami.
Oh, it's going to be absolutely incredible to finish out this thing. I mean, we still got the favorite Kyle Green, who's won the first and second stage. Ryan Dingler, who's been running second or third most of the race.
That's your pick. Remember, that's your pick.
And then Jeremy Berger, old tires, and still he's in first place.
You know what I think he thinks going to happen? You guys send it off in the corner. You guys get bunched up and crash, and I'm going to win this race on an upset. And remember, at the beginning of stage 3, he brought out a caution flag.
Yeah, I mean, caution came out, and it's reset everything for where drivers are now lying. I mean, Jeremy Berger, this is giving flashbacks of how Rockingham went, where we needed to have some drivers stuck that were stuck with older tires. Jeremy Berger, one of those drivers, and once again, he went off strategy than everyone else, and now finds him in a shot to possibly win here tonight. He might not be the favorite, but Wesley, this is our last attempt. If a yellow comes out before the white flag, whoever the leader is wins this race.
In the words of the sponsor on his car, Burger King and Jeremy Berger, could he have it your way today?
Oh, he's loving this.
Now that's McDonald's. Burger King, have it your way. McDonald's is, I'm loving it. That's what Burger King.
That's
what
I
just
said.
said.
Yeah. No, you're good, Wesley. You're good.
Have it your way. Have it your way is Burger King. I'm loving it, is what Samuel said.
And
we don't have any M's on the cars anywhere.
Oh man, fun fact
Hey,
as we're about to go
Caesars.
green. Fun fact,
Little
right as
pizza,
we're about
pizza.
to go green here, Jeremy Berger has been racing an L-TAC since back in 2019, and he has yet to win a race in this series. He's still looking for his first win in L-TAC.
This is it. Berger, Green, row 1. Dingler, Huntley, row 2. Peterson back in the fight. Y'all remember him? Having problems? He's back in the top 5. Uphold. Purcell, Springer, Hamilton, Joseph. My pick in the top 10. Oh, darn. Here we go. Pace car is in third attempt. Remember, wreckers or checkers. Pace car is coming in behind the wall. 3 times. Will it be a charm? Going back to the line. Green flag. Berger, jump inside, gets away from Green. He'll send it with the lead into turn 1.
Berger instantly recognizing, I've got to get in front of the 76. Put my rear bumper on his nose. Get that dirty air so Green cannot get the charge that he wants. Even on older tires, Jeremy Berger, he's going to try to hold off Green the best that he can. He's ducking, he's weaving, he's mirror driving, but here comes Green on the inside.
He's going to have to play blocker now. Berger up the racetrack. He's now way up in the top shelf of the marbles. Open the door to Green. Green will now send Dingler with him. 3 cars for the lead. CRN 1 to go. White flag for the final time. Kyle Green getting away. Dingler around Berger in turn 2 for the final time as well.
Ryan Dingler's been having the best run through the center of the corner through 3 and 4. He's going to have a shot. It's going to be going into turn number 3 and exiting out of the corner. But right now, Kyle Green, he's got just enough space. But here comes Ryan Dingler, too, with his back bumper.
Final time around. Here they come out of turn number 3 and 4. Kyle Green coming back, redeeming himself. To the line, checkered flag. He will win here in Miami. Second spot's going to go to Dingler. Peterson will go 3rd. Berger falling back all the way to 4th. Tires fresh are better than used up ones as Berger's driving through the grass and spinning almost on the cool down lap.
Jeremy Berger just drifting it around. Those tires already old. Why not completely bust them? But Kyle Green getting the win. And across the line, the best finish had to be for that 3rd place spot because Grant Peterson got 3rd by 0.003 of a second.
What a finish, Green. And look at the celebration continuing as Hamilton is giving a little door slam. Caution! Uphold and deal, and cars are wrecking, and it doesn't matter. The race is over. Boy, oh boy, Kyle Green. And we didn't think, Samuel, he could catch him to win it. Boy, were we wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it helped that we had 3 different tries that put Kyle Green just closer and closer to the end, where he had the best chance. He was right behind that of Jeremy Berger and made the pass when it mattered. Kyle Green, what a charge. Here's our final results. It's going to be that of Kyle Green winning the race, Ryan Dingler in 2nd, Grant Peterson in 3rd place, Jeremy Berger in 4th, with that of Barrick Uphold in 5th position, Taylor Butcher Benjamin in 6th, Stephen Purcell, Joseph, Sean Deal finishing out our top 10, that of Frank Flores.
Richard Springer will finish 11th. Brian Huntley Jr. is 12th. Logan Hamilton 13th. Ryder Schroef, who brought out the caution that literally changed everything for a triple overtime. He'll finish 14th. Hayden McGill 15th. Robert Pattengale, problems at the beginning of the race. He is 16th. Nate Brooker. Stephen Perriott, the only car able not to finish here tonight in the number 18 position. What a wild one here at Homestead. And now this race will become the race of 6 for the championship. And it's all in Daytona next week. It should be a good one. It seemed like tonight was Daytona with that big wreck, and it'll be a good show next Friday night, Samuel, down to the final 3 of the season.
Absolutely. It is going to be dazzling for our top 6. There's 6 that are moving on to the championship 6th round. Holden McGill, Joseph, Taylor Butcher, Benjamin, Logan Hamilton, Grant Peterson, and Jeremy Berger. Those are your top 6. Congratulations to all 6 of them. They've got 3 very hard weeks coming up for themselves. But for us to finish out the call, we'll give a little bit of a break. But we're going to grab Kyle Green, Ryan Dingler, Grant Peterson right before we get it to call them. We'll be back in just a few.
SoundArt introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home. By combining the best of 2 products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. SoundArt ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped. Custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, right? Our Ram trucks, truck of the year, amazing trucks. We have fun Jeeps, and then the exciting Dodge and Chrysler products. Lots of performance there, lots of excitement there. They've done a great job in really creating a full scope product line that could suit everybody's needs. Whether it's a family vehicle or a fun vehicle or a utility type vehicle or a big truck, we've got it all for our customers.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the L-TAC Cup Series presented by Tucson SoundArt. We had to use all 3 attempts here tonight, and it was Kyle Green getting the win for himself. We're going to be talking to Kyle Green, Ryan Dingler, but right now we've got that of Grant Peterson with us. Grant, you had a lot of work to cut through. You found yourself 1 lap down, but that late caution put you back on the lead lap. How was it cutting through traffic to find yourself with 3rd place here tonight?
Oh, I thought it was over for sure. Right there when I was sitting on paper watching everyone fly by me, I was waiting for that penalty to go by. And then just about pulled my pants when Ryder wrecked right in front of me. And then we had a couple of yellows right there, and I was able to slice my way through the field and just barely miss that big one on the backstretch and somehow beat Jeremy to the line by a couple hairs. And now we're sitting here in 3rd. Glad we were able to come back and recover.
Yeah, Peterson, I was going to say that, man. Talk about redeeming yourself after having the mistakes on the pit lane, getting that penalty, the craziness that we saw down the stretch, and you're able to finish on the podium.
Yeah, it was definitely crazy. It was one of the most, aside from last week, it was hardworking again. I mean, I had to recover last week from 4 laps down from lagging out, and then right as I crossed the line, I lagged out. And I hopped on Discord on my phone real quick, then internet came back up. But yeah, all in all, it was a good night for us. We recovered.
Yeah, I mean, Grant, you are one of the 6 drivers challenging for a championship now. How are you going to prepare for Daytona, Iowa, and Darlington coming up?
I'm normally relatively decent at restrictor plates there, so I don't know about how the whole plate package is going to go down, but it'll be interesting there. Iowa, I live about 45 minutes west of that track, so I'm definitely going to run laps there and try to win there and Darlington, I love that place so much. That's one of my best tracks on here, so they better be ready.
Well, Grant, great finish here tonight. But before we let you go, the floor is yours for any shout-outs.
I'd like to thank Holden, Ryan Dingler, Anthony Musati. He hasn't been here in the playoffs, but he's definitely helped me learn to save tires a bit more. Really, Holden and Ryan, they worked with me with pit strategy and allowed me to kind of keep up with them. They're really the head honchos of Badger Racing.
That's Grant Peterson, 52, getting a third place finish here tonight. Going to be moving on to our championship 6, challenging for that championship. Good luck, Grant, next week.
Thank you.
Now up in the booth, we find that of Ryan Dingler of the 8, coming away with a second place finish. Ryan, how are you feeling after that madness at the end?
I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, I got my vaccine today, so I'm a little sore, and I had to kind of push through there for that race. But I gave Kyle all I had there at the end.
Well, this definitely was very interesting, and I will just say this: Dingler, Samuel had you as his pick to win. The strategy off the pit lane, you knew that when the caution came out behind green, you all were coming down to the pit lane. Your strategy of 2 tires compared to 4, quickly exiting the pits, do you feel like that puts you in the catbird seat of contention to try to steal this win?
Well, I actually got 4 tires on that. Yeah, so we actually lost some positions because they a couple of them stayed out, which really kind of threw a wrench in it. But yeah, we took 4, so we were on the same strategy as the 76, and with the people in front of us, I was really worried about it because I think him and Berger are teammates. So I was a little worried, but they pushed up in that one corner, and it allowed me to get under Berger, and then it was just me trying to keep up with Kyle, and I just couldn't.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan, it seemed like it was possible to get up to Kyle's back bumper, but how difficult was it with the aero package to try to make any type of move in that dirty air?
Man, it was hard, which most of the night I kind of stayed in like my own, like I was in clean air because first and second were pretty much gone away from me at that point. But there at the end, when I was actually on Kyle's bumper, I was really trying to send it in and, tap the brakes to kind of set the nose to try to get something to work. But I couldn't get the exit to really work. It was really aero-tight.
Well, Ryan, it's still a great run. Second place here tonight at Homestead. And before we let you go, the floor is yours for any shout-outs.
Yeah, I'd actually like to thank Holden mostly because, I mean, he helps me a ton on these. I'm not great in the cup cars, but I just keep making these decent runs, and it's all, him and Moose really helped me with my tires because tonight I actually had the best tires of the night on the team, and that's very unusual. But I really just like to thank all of Badger Racing mainly, and you guys for putting on a pretty good show. I've got you guys on my car tonight, and the whole league for just, making this thing fun. I have fun.
All right, it was a great show for us. Congratulations and good luck next week.
Thank you.
And now up in the booth, we're going to be bringing up the wrong person. That is that's going to be, hold on a second. Yes, now we're going to be bringing in that of Kyle Green up in the booth. Kyle, you swept tonight, winning stage 1, winning stage 2, and then getting to victory lane at the end. Kyle, how was it trying to cut through traffic? I know you were up front, and once you were up front, felt comfortable, but how was those last couple of green-white checkers?
Honestly, when that caution came out, I was so disappointed. I was like, man, there goes this whole entire race. And I guess just the restarts kind of played out where I could gain a couple spots before they crashed and the caution came back out, and I was just able to sneak my way back up to the second spot and just get it from there.
A good run for you, Kyle, especially to redeem yourself. Talk about how crazy the 3 restart shootouts were, obviously, because it seemed like they all had a different mind of its own, the way the things went down the way they did.
Yeah, on the first restart, it was definitely probably the most hectic. I was insanely loose, and then we had a couple of guys on some older tires, so that spiced things up a little bit. So I ended up just trying to look for any hole I could, try and just get by anybody, and luckily I was able to just pick up a couple spots every time there was another restart. So I mean, it definitely kept it interesting, but I honestly didn't think I was gonna get the win there at the end. I thought it kind of had came out of my grasp when that first caution came out. I was like, well, there it goes. But thankfully, everything worked out.
I mean, Kyle, you came up last week. You've been racing throughout the season. How are you planning on showing up for these last 3 races, or are you gonna say, "Hey, I'm gonna finish on top"?
Yeah, I'll probably show up for the next few. I mean, I like Daytona, and my other teammates like Jeremy and Logan, so I'll probably be out there helping them drafting. So I'll definitely be showing up for Daytona at least. I don't know about Iowa yet, but I definitely plan on showing up in the future for sure.
Well, Kyle, you've shown that you've got the pace, and you just showed here tonight. You got the pace to win for sure. Congratulations. And before you go, the floor is yours for any shout-outs.
Yeah, I just want to thank the Dirty South Racing team and Logan Hamilton for practicing with me during the week. And Jeremy kind of helped me out there, just racing me clean on track, being a good teammate. So just want to thank those guys.
Al Green, winner of Homestead here tonight. Congratulations, Kyle, and good luck next week.
Thanks, guys.
Well, Wesley, we survived. We made it through 3 attempts of green, white, checkered, and it certainly came up to be dramatic. What was some of your final thoughts here tonight?
Homestead did not disappoint. We have set ourselves up. Congrats to the drivers in green, bold 6, going to fight for a championship for the next 3 races. But it's not going to be easy right out of the gate at the Virtual World Center of Racing, Daytona International Speedway. It should be exciting. 2.5 miles, high banks on the racetrack next Friday night. And then, of course, we will see who will be able to prevail with the virtue of wins and points to be the champion. Always fun working with you, Samuel. Congratulations to Kyle Green. Sheer domination in the Busch Beers Chevrolet. It was a fun time here tonight at Homestead, one that we will not forget in the record books.
Absolutely not. Again, those 6 drivers battling for the championship here in the L-TAC Cup. It's going to be that of Holden McGill, Joseph, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Logan Hamilton, Grant Peterson, as well as Jeremy Berger. For 3 races, whoever can get the most points in those 3 races wins the championship. It's Daytona, Iowa, Darlington. Can't wait for the rest of the show. Huge thanks to Wesley Outland for joining me in the booth, as well as Carlos Acosta up in productions. My name is Sam Dyer. Thanks for joining us here tonight at the L-TAC Cup, presented by Tucson Sound Art. We'll see you next week for Daytona.